Hello and welcome back to another painting video. Today we are going to be painting the Sword Strike Gundam from the Sword Strike Gundam Assemble set. This is going to be the second one in this series, so we're going to start as usual with our medium sea gray dry brush over the whole thing. This is going to darken our model. It's going to get some of those recessed shadows for us. To do all sorts of stuff for us. It's a good thing. So let's get our gray down and then wipe most of it off our brush onto this paper towel here. It doesn't have to be like the best job in the world because there are other steps to this, and other colors. This is just a base, so it doesn't have to be great coverage. It doesn't have to be heavy coverage. It doesn't have to be like it can be whatever you want. You can even skip this step if you want. I'm not doing it because I've been doing it on all mine, and I just want them all to be kind of consistent in like their texture and color and stuff. So we don't do that by skipping steps. We do that by keeping them the same. Consistency. So let's get this. And this is where we see, did we glue the arms on? I think we did, so it's gonna be a little difficult to get in there, but it's okay. Okay, so now that we have our gray dry brush done, we're gonna go to a white dry brush, an off-white dry brush. So we're gonna take our off-white from AK, do the same thing, get that on our brush, and then wipe most of it off. We're gonna flip this over actually, and then wipe most of this off. But this one can be heavy, like you can have a lot on your brush still because it's a Gundam. Most Gundams are primarily white, so just go ahead and give that a good amount of attention with the brush. Get all those areas, make sure you get the insides, the undersides. When you run out of paint, put more on. And we're not pushing hard with our brush here, we're just kind of putting it over the top lightly. This is the point of the video where I'm like, did I hit the record button? I think I did. But let's just double check here. I did. Yay me. Okay, and that is our white base. Not to be confused with the white base from Gundam. So that is good there. So now we're gonna get into the actual painting with stuff. So we're gonna start with a blue, and we're gonna use this deep blue that we've been using for our Gundams from AK. Put that on our palette here. Get our brush. And we're gonna start getting those blue areas. So what are those blue areas? We're gonna get the chest, the whole chest, minus like these little pieces that are coming down here from the neck. Those ones stay that color really quick. And then just get this, go around here. Here we also have the instruction booklet that has some views of the Gundams. Their backs are kind of the same, so you don't have to, it's like a pack, so it will be probably gray. So we'll just get the main body, which is separated by this backpack right here. So just get that. And then kind of get in there best you can. So that's our chest. And then we're gonna get, let me put that away, it's in the way. And then we're gonna get the shield here. And this is where like that gray and white dry brush really help us out here, is that they help us with the coverage of the paint. So we don't have to do a ton of coats on here. I said in my last video that this is the one, this set was the one I'm the least excited to be painting. It's still true, but I still want to do a good job. It's not that I'm gonna do a worse job on this just because I'm not, and I do like Seed, like I am a fan of Gundam Seed. I know a lot of people aren't because it is kind of angsty, but I think it's good because I think it's like a good retelling of the original Gundam story. This whole thing is blue. Of the Gundam from the original. So it's basically the same story. I mean, they all kind of are basically the same story, but I think this one does a really good job of kind of taking from the old and making it new. So let's get this guy. This. I'm just going to continue on getting our blue as we go through here. Now, the sword also has some blue on it, which is going to be right here. Little piece. The handle here is blue. And this whole kind of crossguard section here is blue. So just get that. It's okay if we hit some spots that aren't. Try to avoid the energy blade section as much as possible, because we do want to use, ooh, that's white. We do want to use a contrast paint on it, so just be wary of that going into this. So let's just finish out. And again, just like dry brushing, we're not pushing really hard into our paintbrush here. We're just letting the paint flow off the brush naturally. And when it stops doing that, we just reload our paintbrush. This helps it maintain like those dark areas, those lines and stuff that we want to keep on here. Okay, there is no blue on the head. Maybe, I mean, there is technically, technically. So let's get that. It's in the camera that's up here. So just hit that with a blue while you can. Okay. Now we're gonna switch to the red section. And that is this deep red color from AK also. So give that a good shake. Ooh, I just shot a whole bunch of paint out. And for this one, we're gonna get this our little reference sheet out again. And you can see that the shoe of the foot is red. So we're gonna get those. Now red paint can be a tricky paint. Can fight you, but you just gotta be patient and use 2 coats where you think it might be necessary. Oop, and don't touch it when it's drying. So do the same thing here. We're gonna and like what part is the rock and what part is the foot. Okay, so there's red there. There's going to be red on the head, on this little cross section right here. This little piece in the middle there. And then the chest has red in it. It has red on this door that's in his middle of his chest right here. I hope you can kind of see it. So there's like these a rectangle, like these 2 rectangles right here. So you want to grab those. We'll probably have to touch up the blue for sure. And then on the sides as well, these little side pieces are red. So let's just go there. You can't really see the inside of this model, but we're gonna get what we can. So like the little side there and then the little side there we got with the red. Now we'll be coming back to the red probably as it dries just to get those other spots another coat. But you also don't have to, because if we wash this thing, it'll bleed it out for us. So now that we did that, let's go back into our deep blue that we had before and just clean up those areas while we still can, while we still remember where we hit, so we can get those all nice for us. So you went there, and then like the inside of the chest there is good. He's good. Okay, so now to do our black areas, and for those areas we use a basalt gray for all that stuff from AK also. So let's get going here. So for all of those little areas, we're gonna get all these hoses. I'm gonna paint those with it. All these hoses on a Gundam. What are we doing? Painting a Zaku right now? So we're just gonna get those. Make sure we get all the angles here. The handle of this to also be gray. If I remember, it is kind of like a color like that. And so the inside of the arm here, let's get that. Let's get this little top piece here. We're gonna get these emitters for the beam weapon here in the little bottom part right there. Do it on the other side as well. And get the thingy that we got there. We're gonna get this backpack, which I don't know what color this is supposed to be. I know that's where the sword goes, but we'll paint it with the gray. Just because backpacks are usually this gray color, especially since it's like an add-on pack in this. It's like a transformable mobile suit that Gundam that has all these parts that get added to it. So maybe it wouldn't be painted. We're also gonna get these little boosters in the back with the gray as well. Okay, and then we're also, while we're here, gonna look into those joint areas. So all the spots where the joints connect, that is going to be this black color. It's going to, it's like a little, if you build the model kits, it's those little rubber pieces. It's gonna make sure that you get those black because that's gonna help sell it as well. And then these little pieces here on the knees that go all the way up to here are black. Top of his legs here. So we're just gonna go that and wrap it around. We're gonna go to these boosters and make sure those boosters are painted as well. Do it on the other side. And then the same for this one. We're gonna clean that up, get that booster. Getting the knee right here. All the way into there. Like that. Now this is going to be a good time to clean up our white and do a better job with that. So we'll go back to our off-white. And now that we have the big areas and stuff, we can, I don't know what I'm saying. So we can just get here. We're just gonna start filling those in. This is part right here, should be white. The top of this blade is metal, so we're not gonna paint that. We're gonna hit that with a white. Get the tip of this with a white as well, just because it is going to take a wash later. I'm not a wash. Sorry, a contrast paint later. So we do want that to kind of stand out. And here you don't have to get the bottom part because you can't see it, but if you want to, extra credit. You can even go full on here if you want to just paint it with the white paint. It's not going to do anything bad. It's going to help it stand out more. So do what you want to do. And we're just going to continue down the path here, just painting away, just making sure we're avoiding those areas that we painted. get this guy nice. When you have these bold colors with these darker sections, it really helps pop the model out. Especially like on the knee here, like you can just get it in there. And this, you can see this is really like brushy right now, but it won't be at the end. So stand by, just trust the process. And we'll just keep going through like kind of even heavier dry brushing this onto the model than we were before. And then when you get to the back, just kind of make it all nice. Get the arm here. Now we're going to get our yellow, which is this flat yellow from Vallejo. Hey, puppy. And we're gonna get the fins here, just the one set on the inside. Just these guys right here. Get the back sides of them and the inside. Okay, and then we have a gunmetal from Vallejo. This is a metallic color. And that's what we're going to use to paint the blade here. Does it smell like burning? Hey, babe! Might have to, we're gonna power through this. Hopefully the house doesn't burn down. And then I'll have to check on everything. So I was like, what's that? Okay, so for the wash, we're gonna do the same wash that we always do. And that's just this Nuln oil. There's a black wash from Games Workshop. And then we put that here. And then you start adding it to the model. It's going to darken it. Hopefully the paint is dry enough to where we can do this. And we're gonna scoop it up with, dabbing it with a dry brush as we're doing this. So we're just kind of adding it and subtracting it as we go. Don't let it pool in certain areas. Here. Yeah. This is going to give it more of that like battle damage D kind of look. Go pretty heavy in the back here. Then we just take our brush, we dry it off as best we can, and we just go back over the top. And we can see that maybe the white paint wasn't dry yet, but we're pushing through it. For these, I like to kind of avoid the heads to keep them bright and vibrant. so you can still see that, oh, the head's like the brightest point. That's where you want the eye to look at. So let's do that. And just looking on the model where the stuff is settling and pulling it away as you see it kind of pooling in areas that you don't want it to, or anything like that. Then I noticed something. So we're gonna take that gray, we're gonna add it to this little piece right here. And we're also gonna get the hands, because I didn't get the hands before, which we will probably have to re-wash it, just so that it gets those details in the hands once it dries. And then lastly, we're gonna take this Doomfire Magenta contrast paint, and we're gonna use that for the beam color of the sword here. You can see it's a nice hot pink color. Make sure we're getting both sides. We're gonna get this. Make sure you get the back end here as well. And there we have our Sword Strike Gundam from Gundam Seed. If you want to get in there, you can try to get the eyes with a red or yellow, but I don't think we're getting in there. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, see, it's pulling here. You just pull it away like that. See ya.